Transit planners create complete corridors by bringing together transit, safety, accessibility, and community input into a single connected vision. I talked with senior planner Jeff Sangillo to find out how. Check it out. Jeff, when I think of an urban cityscape, I think of all kinds of modes of transportation: buses, bikes, pedestrians, cars, all competing for space. As a planner, how do you harmonize all of that?
Frankly, the use of space and how you're going to allocate that space, that is a value proposition that city planners and other decision makers have to decide. Like, okay, what do we value here? What is important? Do we want to take space away from general traffic cars and give that to buses, bikes, pedestrians? Are there other considerations? And it is not always easy to come up with a plan. And certainly, we do, really want to focus on complete corridors when we can. Complete corridors being looking at all of the needs at once and kind of the plan of, all right, we're going to plan once, design once, dig once. So we know that we're incorporating all of those different modes in terms of transportation, but also when it comes to other things like electrical or fiber optic cables, and how water that flows beneath the streets, and how that kind of all is kind of sharing that space there. So you're doing these projects at once, and you're looking at it in the most holistic way possible.
Take a tour through Elmwood, USA, where transportation planners, EV charging experts, drone pilots, stormwater specialists, and electrical engineers are revolutionizing infrastructure improvements. See it all at cdmsmith.com/Elmwood. Now, Jeff, you're based in Chicago, but you've worked around the world. I know you've worked on some pretty ambitious projects in Doha and Dubai. What surprised you most about planning transit in those environments?
These cities have grown very recently, and during a time where things were very car-centric, where it was like, oh, we have this new city, and we can just build, and we'll just have everybody drive everywhere. It's not a problem. And now they've gotten to the point where they've expanded so significantly, and they've grown so much that now they're choked with traffic, and they're looking for alternatives. When you think about Los Angeles, another very car-centric city that is now starting to think about, oh no, we need a lot more transit. We need to change the way that people get around. So being able to take some of those concepts and bring them over to Doha and Dubai. My clients over there, they are very interested in like what we're doing in the United States and kind of what is best practice over here. Man, they can move fast when they want to do something. I've been very impressed how there was a project I did a couple years ago there to identify locations for bus lanes. And then this was in Dubai. And then when I was just back there a couple months ago, and the whole thing was already implemented. I got to ride on that bus lane and see, oh yeah, I made these recommendations for, you should have your station here, and you should do this or that. And it was just incredibly quickly how fast they were able to do it, and how fast I was able to see what I had envisioned be executed into a project.
Community engagement is obviously huge in transit planning. So what is your approach to getting meaningful input from residents?
People are, of course, passionate about transportation in general and how they get around. It's such a big part of everybody's life, getting from point A to point B. And, whether you're a transit dependent person, or you have a car and sometimes you use transit, whatever the situation is, it's very critical to talk to the people who are experiencing, those routes or that type of service on a regular basis, because maybe they don't have the right terminology off the top of their head. But once you get them talking, like, they know what the problems are. I can sit down with a bus operator, and they can tell me where all the problems are, and they are very happy to be able to share that their insight and their experience, and help me understand what's going on so I can better, plan for, the speed and reliability improvements or other ways to improve operations. It's really about bringing everybody to the table, and the broader community and residents is, they're absolutely a cornerstone in that process.
Jeff, it's so interesting to hear how much goes into planning the transit systems and the corridors that we travel through every day. Thank you for the conversation.
Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you about all this.